Hi friends! This week we are going to be exploring a new genre. Genre means type of story. So we've mostly been listening and reading two different kinds of genres, fiction and nonfiction, stories that aren't real and stories that are real. This week we are going to dive into poetry. Poems are a little bit different than the stories we've been reading. They're a little bit shorter and they usually have a specific rhythm to them, kind of like music does. Authors use poems to express an idea, a feeling, or emotions. Have you ever heard of the rhyme, Mary Had a Little Lamb? That's a poem. You guys will actually be writing poems this week, and the best way to learn how to be a poet is to read poetry. There are all different kinds of styles and techniques that poets use to make poems fun to read. Today we are going to read some different poems, and we're going to see if we can find the different kinds of styles that the author uses in her poems. Our book today is called Mrs. Cole on an Onion Roll and Other School Poems by Kalli, Dakos, pictures by Joanne Adinolfi. This book is a collection of different poems written by Kalli Dakos. You might notice on the front here, we have a table of contents, just like in our nonfiction books. And this tells you which poem is on which page. So if you're looking for a specific poem, you can go straight to that page. You don't have to read a collection of poetry, a book like this, from start to finish. You can skip around. That makes it a little fun, a little bit more fun too. For now, we're going to start on the first poem. Mrs. Cole on an Onion Roll. We're so hungry that we could eat Nadia, a chocolate cake and a garter snake, Doug, carrot sticks and toothpicks, Shelley, a big pizza pie and a tiger's eye, Pierce, a pound of cheese and 90 fleas, and everyone, and Mrs. Cole on an onion roll. Lots of poems have rhyming words in them, and that helps you create a rhythm as you read. Did you hear any rhyming words in this poem? I'm going to read it one more time. I want you to listen, see if you can hear any rhyming words. Mrs. Cole on an onion roll. We're so hungry that we could eat a chocolate cake and a garter snake, carrot sticks and toothpicks, a big pizza pie and a tiger's eye, a pound of cheese and 90 fleas, and Mrs. Cole on an onion roll. What rhyming words did you hear? I heard cake and snake, sticks and toothpicks, pie and eye, cheese and fleas, and coal and roll. Wow, lots of rhyming words. Mrs. Wren lost her glasses again. Mrs. Wren lost her glasses again. She's looking everywhere. Oh, I see them in her hair. Mrs. Wren lost her pencils again. She's looking everywhere. Oh, I see them in her hair. Mrs. Wren lost her students again. She's looking everywhere. Oh, I see them in her Tritja, they're not in her hair. They're hiding somewhere. So this time, Kalli Dakos used rhyme and repetition to create a rhythm. Repetition means she repeated a phrase over and over again. Did you catch which phrase she repeated? She's looking everywhere. Oh, I see them in her hair. Right? Why do you think she repeated those phrases? Something to think about, right? Oops. All right, we're going to skip around a little bit because I want to show you guys another cool way to write poems. Here it is. Second grade worms. They wiggle and squiggle all in a pack, from the north to the south and all the way back. They jiggle and twiggle and stir about. I teach second grade worms, there is no doubt. And there they are down there. What do you notice that Kalli Dakos did as a poet in this poem that's different from the other poems we've read? You might notice that the words look weird, right? They're all squiggly. This is called a shape poem. Kalli, the author, placed the words and the letters in a specific way to help visualize or picture what she was talking about. So in this poem, she was talking about worms, right, that were wiggly. The lines look like little worms wiggling throughout the page. You could do this in your poem too, if you wanted. Let's see if we can find another shape poem. Let's see. Here we go. My favorite pencil. My favorite pencil is long and thin and has an eraser where it begins. My favorite pencil is short and fat and has an eraser for a hat. My favorite pencil broke in two and I tried to fix it up with glue. Here the poet used the words to describe the pencils they were talking about, right? So this first one, you can see the words form a shape just like the pencil, long and thin. Here the words form the pencil they were talking about, that is short and fat. And here the words were broken up into two, just like the pencil. So these are some other ways you could use shape poems to describe and visualize what you're talking about in your poem. All right. Thanks for reading poems with me today, guys. I hope you had some fun with it. We saw a lot of different techniques that Kalli used as a poet in her poems. She used rhyming words, repetition, and she even placed her words in certain ways to make it look like what she was talking about. This week, as we continue learning about poetry, we will find some different and some other kinds of techniques that Kalli uses. So make sure to join me later in the week so we can continue exploring our new genre of poetry. Until then, bye!